Dear colleagues, it is with great pleasure that I address you today on the occasion of the 7th International Human Rights Colloquium. As in its previous editions, the International Human Rights Colloquium is a unique event which brings together a rich variety of young human rights activists, scholars, and academics from Latin America, Africa, and Asia. I would like to congratulate Connect Us for organizing this event and thank the Open Society Institute, the Ford Foundation, and the United Nations Democratic Fund for the support provided. This initiative is a good example of South-South cooperation between civil society groups across the developing world and offers a unique opportunity to build a strong, diverse, and coordinated network of human rights organizations. I believe this colloquium will be very useful to work towards strengthening and building the capacities of Southern NGOs, which often have to operate with limited resources and in very difficult conditions. In that regard, this event will allow organizations to build or renew alliances, exchange best practices, and obtain a fresh perspective on the work undertaken in different countries. I wish I could be with you in person today. The variety of civil society groups represented and the wide range of issues you will be discussing in this colloquium is truly impressive. Yours is the kind of engagement the United Nations relies on to be as effective and responsive as it can be, in particular in efforts to promote and protect human rights. It is true that human rights protection falls under the state's main responsibility, but the role of civil society to engage with governments, the UN, and other stakeholders is also primordial to further advance in the full realization of human rights. This is why your work at this forum is extremely important. In societies that have experienced conflicts, human rights NGOs have played an indispensable role in identifying the most vulnerable, in monitoring the human rights situation before, during, and after the conflict, in pinpointing the weakness in the previous system of government, in showing how these weaknesses could be overcome, and in supporting, encouraging, and nourishing local human rights initiatives. I'm pleased to note that this year's theme of the colloquium revolves around the 60th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The UDHR was the first global statement on the inherent dignity and equality of all human beings, no matter where you live, how little money you have, what faith you practice, or political views one holds. All the human rights in the Declaration apply to everyone, everywhere, always. It is difficult to imagine just what a fundamental shift the Universal Declaration represented when it was adopted 60 years ago. The fact that it has led to an extensive infrastructure of protection of all human rights is a tribute to the vision of the drafters of the Declaration and to the many human rights defenders who have struggled over the last 6 decades to make that vision a reality. This struggle is far from over and requires permanent efforts. I am conscious of the challenges that still lie ahead in advancing the promotion and protection of human rights. Discrimination and human rights violations occur shamelessly on a daily basis across the world. and the politicization of human rights issues at the intergovernmental level has certainly not helped in combating this situation. Within this context, human rights leadership needs to be actively encouraged and rewarded, and at each step of the way, we must prioritize our actions to be maximally responsive to the rights holders and effectively voice their concerns. I hope that these last reflections will be of interest for your discussions. I would like to wish you all success during this colloquium and encourage everyone to participate in the Human Rights Dialogue Network, which I was pleased to learn has in the past years brought together over 600 human rights defenders from 53 countries. I am confident that this international colloquium and the Human Rights Dialogue will enhance South-South civil society networking opportunities and will be of benefit to the participants and their respective organizations. More importantly, the different lectures, seminars, and working groups which will take place in the coming week will allow you to identify major gaps in the protection of human rights and enable you to design coordinated strategies for action. I look forward to seeing the conclusions of your deliberations, and I wish you all the best of luck in this conference. Thank you.